Hello everyone and welcome. So it's early-ish in the morning, not as early as I would be getting up and going to work. I would have already been to work for an hour, but for being a spring break day, it's early. I'm actually on my way to Pull Apart now. Got a short day. Family has some activities they want to do, so got to do the dad thing. Anyway, yesterday I was able to temporarily fix the shifter linkage issue. And by temporarily, sorry about the sun's just now coming up, so it's I'm trying to find a good angle and still drive. But anyway, but by temporarily I mean really temporarily. It's by no means something that I want to run for the long term, but it works. So it goes along with the goal of getting the car running and driving. So we should be good with that. Now I am on my way to Pull Apart to get a couple of odds and ends. The main thing that I need is the O2 sensor plug. When Doug wired up the harness, he did he said there's basically two types of Toyota O2 sensors. And he wired up the one that was very similar to the, or exactly like the second gen turbo MR2 O2 sensor. And that just so happens to be the same thing that's on the Camrys and stuff, but it's the opposite of what's on the Echo, Yaris, all the 1NZ engines. So I'm going to Pull Apart. I'm going to snag a couple of those because I don't really want to hardwire the O2 sensor in. I've never liked doing that, and plus the way where they put my O2 bung is on the opposite side of the header, so the longer wire will help me in the long run get it away from the header. So I just got to make it look decent. But anyway, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to grab a couple of spare parts, the coil packs, or the coil on plug, those things, just so I have some spares. I mean, because I hate going to Pull Apart, driving all the way down there, and just getting one thing that, I mean, they may charge me $2 for, I'd much rather get a couple of things that I know I'm going to need eventually. So I'm going to go ahead and grab at least the AC lines. They have a 05XB down there. As long as it hadn't been molested yet. I'll grab the AC lines because I'll need those to make up my own lines for the MR2. And I will need, if it looks like a decent compressor, I might as well go ahead and get it. But I'll probably just go ahead and get one, a new one, because I mean you can get one of those online for $100 and something bucks, which is not bad considering if you get a Remand, it's the same dang price. So we're not going to do that. I'd rather just get a new one, a new Denso, or Nippon Denso, or whatever they want to call them today. So anyway, yeah, that's what we're going to do today. And then this afternoon, after the family activities, I am going to attempt no, I'm not going to attempt, I am going to drive the MR2 to my brother's work, where he is going to give it a four-wheel alignment, because since I changed out the suspension and all, it's not right. I don't think the toe or anything like that should be out, because I didn't mess with any of the control arms or anything. And again, I apologize for the glare, but it's what I got to work with. So I didn't mess with any of the control arms, but the camber's jacked on all of them. So I got them eyeballed as close as I can. It drives decently enough, from what I can tell, from whenever I drove it home from the muffler shop. So we're going to get that going. I have a specification I like to use for autocross and stuff. It does well on the road too, and that's, most people call it the TRD Stage 1. Since I am lowered and all, it comes in handy. But anyway, I'm going to do that this afternoon, and I'll bring y'all along for the ride on that. But for now, I'm on my way to Pull Apart, and if I can video some in there, I will, but I know they usually don't like it without consent or whatever, so, you know, I'll play nice. So anyway, I will catch y'all on the flip side. And we are out of Pull Apart. That was a semi-successful trip. I don't know about all the other Pull Aparts, but I tell you, whenever a vehicle hits the yard here, if it's something that you need, you better get there that day. Because I tell you, there are some vultures around here. There was a 05 XB that I wanted to get some stuff off of, because I mean, it's the same engine that I have. Well, you know what I mean. But engine was gone, and it just hit yesterday. It's just stupid. But anyways, I did get a couple of things that I needed, but I didn't get the coil on plugs that I wanted. I didn't get the AC lines or the compressor that I wanted, so whatever. But as a bonus, which will make my wife happy, I did get the AC and heater controls for her van. The ones that she has is fine, except for the temperature control slips a little bit. So I went ahead and I tested this one. It did fine. As I missed my turn. Anyway, so I got it, and she should be happy with that. And man, I saw so many other engines and stuff that I so wanted to pull, but did not have the time, or even really right now the money for it. There was a first generation Tundra there with the V8, which is basically it's the 2UZ. My Lexus has the 1UZ, so it's the 4-liter version, but mine's all aluminum. That one has iron block, all that kind of stuff. But still, that would be a fun engine to put in something else, smaller, lighter, say maybe a pre-95 Toyota pickup. Oh yeah. And also there was I want to say it was a 99 Lexus GS 300. So 2JZ, anyone? And it was complete. Nobody had touched it. So, man, I wanted to spend some time and be able to get that, but I don't have anything for it right now, and it'll be okay. So anyway, I'm headed back to the house now. Going to clean up, go do the family stuff, and then we will pick back up whenever either whenever I put these few things on, or whenever I'm on my way to the alignment. So I will see y'all on the flip side. Alright, so no alignment today. Had some stuff come up, and I'm just not going to be able to make it there. But I am working on the O2 sensor issue. And what I've done, well, let me show you. Okay, so this is the O2 sensor plug that is on the car. Notice it has the 2 notches there. It's actually 2 up here and 2 over there. Well, the sensor that I have, actually both sensors I have, are like that. They have the 2 at the top, but then they just have this things on the sides and nothing on the bottom. And also the center plastic part is, I guess you could say, horizontal, whereas the plug is vertical. So what I've done is my pull apart stuff, I have made an adapter harness. This side goes in the body, the wiring harness on the body, and this side is for the actual sensors. So I have this one that came off of the Prius. It's used, but I'm going to keep it just in case. And this is my new one, but it has the same kind of plug, and this was just for an 05 Scion XB, I think is what I bought it for. But it's the Echo and the Yaris and all that's the same thing. So what I'm going to do, and plus I needed to go ahead and extend this harness in here because the O2 bong is over on this side. So what I was going to do is either run it along the firewall here, away from the exhaust, or I could run it along the top here and then down with the crank position sensor and tie it in, but then you have the axle there. So it's kind of a draw on which way I want to run it. And while I'm here, this is what the exhaust, I think I showed a little bit of it, but they basically just chopped the flange off of the XB header and welded like basically a dump pipe right there and put a flange on it. It's 2 1/4 mandrel bend all the way through. So I'm probably going to have to at least wrap this bottom section down here, if not the whole thing, because that axle boot right there I know is going to get hot, and I do not need an axle going out, especially if I'm going to make it to Bear Mountain this year. So I'll drive it around a little bit and just see. I know I want to kind of get the axles, I'll kind of rebuild the axles anyways, so but that's what I'm going to do with the O2 sensor. So basically I'll show you what it will look like if I can do this one-handed. Should go like so. Click is good, and then run it along there, then run it down there, or I could even run it all the way up here if I wanted, because I got plenty of line, but you get the idea. I don't want it to look ugly, but you know, I want it to be functional too. I could extend it some, it doesn't really matter, but basically that's what I'm gonna do. Is I'm gonna go ahead and hook that up and get the O2 going. I've got to put a bracket on that thing because it's just flopping around like, oh sorry, I gotta put a bracket on that thing. It's flopping around like crazy. And I have another MAF adapter coming because this one, let's see if we can get to it, on this side over here is not even screwed in, so that could be part of my problems. I also got an actual Toyota MAF whenever I was at Pull Apart this morning, so if that aftermarket one is part of the problem, then you know, at least I have a Toyota one. So that's what we have for right now. I'm probably going to go ahead and wrap this one up. Tomorrow should be a more eventful day. I should have all day to work on the car. So I want to go ahead and get the brakes fixed. I think they're actually seized again from sitting here. Whenever I drove it home, it did fine, but then when I tried to back it up some yesterday, it just did not want to budge. So I've got to look at that. I think it might even be the master cylinder. I don't know. We'll look at it and see. But I'm going to go ahead and do this O2 sensor and see if it runs any better. Or I may just wait until UPS delivers the MAF adapter and do both at the same time. But anyway, that'll be for tomorrow. Y'all will see that most likely tomorrow. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up and get this thing done. And then I've got some other stuff I got to do with family. So that's why we can't get in alignment today. But, you know, it's okay. Family first. So if you like this video, give it a big old thumbs up. If you don't mind, and if you want to see more stuff like this, hit that subscribe button and click that little bell out beside it if you want to be notified every time that I upload a video, which may be more frequently now. I don't know. How are you liking the daily uploads? I don't think I can do a daily upload if I'm not actually working on something, unless you really want to hear me ramble about cars. But let me know in the comment section below if you want me to do that. I could do a daily vlog, daily drive to work. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, till next time.